Daryl is with us in New York. Hi, Daryl. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Better than I deserve, man. Your question for Dr. D and me.
Yes, I'm a new listener of yours, and I'm a big fan. I wish I got started, years ago. But my question is, I'm 35, and I have an outrageous student loan of $163,000, $160,577, and I just don't know what to do. Like I feel stuck. I have no other bills. I mean, no other loans, no card, no nothing, no credit cards.
Okay. What's your degree in?
I graduated with a degree in exercise science. I'm a personal trainer.
Okay. So what's your household income?
I make about $29,112.
Okay. What are we going to do to get your income up, way up? Since you spent $163,000 to get this degree, we need to earn more with it.
Yeah. I just don't know what else to do. Like I just started the step one, and I'm almost to $1,000, but I just feel like every time I get paid, I have to pay something.
Yeah. Well, you live in New York and you make $29,000. You're starving to death.
Yeah.
Plus or minus $163,000 in student loans, right? I mean, if you had no loans, you got no picnic here. So we got to do something with your career, man. So what do people with exercise science do that makes a lot more money than what you're doing?
Honestly, a lot of people either are exercise physiologists where they work in the clinical setting. I wanted to do more personal training, so I guess I have my own brand that I'm trying to get started. To get some more revenue in, and that's just the best route that I could think of.
So, what is someone in a clinical situation? What kind of money do they make?
I'm really, honestly, I'm not sure. I would guess 50, if that.
Okay. Well, I do know from $29,000 a year that you're not working. You're not staying busy.
Okay.
As a trainer, you're not working to where you're exhausted every day, not even close. You could take on a whole lot more clients. Agreed?
Agree. Well, right now, see, I'm from New York, but I'm in West Virginia. That's where I went to school, and I work from 12 to 9 every day.
12 noon to 9 at night?
Yeah.
What are you charging per hour? $6? Must be the cheapest.
No, I make about 14.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. There's two sides to the equation: the income side and the outgo side. And I'm not sure I'm going to have all the answers for you today on the income side, but I do know you have to fix that because that's where your problem is mathematically. Okay. Which means we have to reset how we're thinking about your career, because I truly want you to make $129,000, and you're going to have to have a different model than you've got now to do that. I don't know whether it's day job at the clinic and for $50,000 plus $29,000 worth of training, and you do a lot better charging by the hour on your training, and you become self-employed on your training instead of working for somebody else at $14 because you're getting slayed there, and again, don't take this as a put down. I'm just trying to help you with the math. I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I'm not saying you're lazy. I'm not saying you're dumb or you did something wrong. We have to do something to get your income up because you have an income crisis. And thus the student loans look hopeless because I don't know, if you pay $10 a year on them, you're not going to make it, So we've got to do something to considerably change your whole paradigm on that. Let me give you a copy of Ken Coleman's book, The Proximity Principle. Dive in on his website, The Ken Coleman Show, or kencoleman.com, and start to learn some of his career direction that he gives folks and help with that, because that's where the math problem is for you, man. I'm honored to have you as a new listener. You call me anytime. I'll help you any way I can, but that's what I'm seeing where you are today. You're going to have to change that. It may take you a little time, but you don't want to be sitting where you're sitting 10 years from now. You will not have made much progress. John, you spent all this time in higher ed. I know what that call does inside my stomach. What's it do inside yours? when a guy spends that kind of money to get a degree to make that kind of money.
Yeah, it just breaks my heart. It's just a breakdown of all from start to finish. I mean, I'm talking quieter now. I hate those calls. I hate those hearts. I've had those conversations for years. It just breaks my heart. It's the idea. People get a picture in their head of what they get quote unquote passionate about a thing, and that overrides their ability to think, what's this job going to look like? What's the day-to-day grind of this job going to look like? What's the realities of what this job's going to pay
versus what I'm spending to get the degree?
What parts of my soul am I putting on the line that I'm going to have to pay back for a long time, right? And yeah, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because you get a situation now where I think college and universities is a good thing. And right now, with his current economic situation, he's worse off, right? You can go make $14 an hour flipping burgers anywhere.
Yeah. He
is worse off for having been through this experience financially. And so if he will use some of the things that he learned and start making connections that Ken talks about, I'm glad he found you. I'm glad he's making the phone call. But, man, that just gets me fired up inside.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Well, and the lesson for our listeners is this. Get Anthony's book for your teenager.
Oh, man.
Debt-Free Degree. And be thinking about a couple of things. Obviously, you don't go into debt for the degree. Not picking on him. He's just what everybody did in America.
I mean,
you know
that's right.
That's your. When a guy like that calls this show, for the rest of you listening, that's a message to you when you got a 14-year-old that says don't let him do that. And so I'm going to get a degree, regardless of that is going to give me a return on investment. Meaning, I'm going to get a degree that is a marketable job, that is going to pay me considerably more because I got the degree than I would have made without the degree.
And it's gonna put me in contact with experiences and with mentors and with job prospects that I wouldn't have been able to have had I not had that route. The other thing he mentioned is he's 35, and I've seen this a lot throughout my higher ed career, which is someone gets to be 26, 27, 28, and they don't like their trajectory, and so they kind of invent this future for themselves, and they decide that this is the only way through it, and they take on an extraordinary amount of loans, and they get dead set on one thing, and they get out, and they're 35 and they own this kind of money.
Well, I'll tell you where it happens the most is when you're thinking with your heart, and they're sweet people, kind people, compassionate people, and they want to help in some area, and they don't stop and do the math with it. So another example of that is I'm going to be a social worker. So I spend $250,000, my undergrad and my master's in social work, in order to get licensed to make $38,000 working for the state. Now that's dumber than a rock.
That's right.
But that's your heart being huge and overriding
your brain,
and wanting to help, and you're not making good choices and there's nobody in your life that says no, don't do that. That's stupid. And so moms and dads, if you got a kid that's on that track, well, just live your passion. Horse crap. No, you don't want to live your passion. Live your dream. You turn your dream into a nightmare when you do it wrong. And so, yeah, you can live your passion, but you need to do it in a way that's wise.
It's responsible.
In a way that's intelligent, where the 30-year-old version of you doesn't hate the 18-year-old version of you.
I had a great counseling professor that said, you cannot honorably and with dignity take care of clients if you're worried about paying your bills. You can't bring your full self to that.
Wow. That's harsh.
She was right. She was right.
Dr. John Deloney joins me this hour. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.